Hello, and welcome back once again to Gary Grigsby's War in the East. Let's continue where we left off previously and take a look here. I still have quite a few units to reorganize, so I will definitely take a look at that. One thing that I want to do first, though, is I want to go over all the other armies and make sure that only the units that need to be on refit should be on refit. And basically, let's see here, because these guys, for example, they're below 70%. I think any unit that is not touching the Soviets and is below 70%, I think we should be okay with having them on refit. Ready. A unit like this does not need to be on refit. I believe it doesn't do anything there because they're adjacent to an enemy unit, but I do think it's worth just taking a look. Because some units might actually need to be on refit, like these, if they are below 70%. So I will definitely do that. 72, so they're still okay. 75. It's not really a golden rule that if they have a certain amount, they'll be okay, but we'll just have to manage. And this does go relatively quickly anyway. They're right next to units, so they should always just be at ready, because refit doesn't do anything at that point. And I pretty much got to a point where I almost have all my units in refit, so it's a bit weird at that. Some units are also pretty weak, which sucks because I'd rather have all my units strong, but I don't have a rotation roster or anything. I'm quite overstretched as it is anyway. And yeah. There we go. I can still just route them. It still costs them a reasonable amount of units. That's actually pretty decent engagement for me regardless, so I don't mind attacking there. We'll be curious to see what they're gonna do on those. Let's take a look. These units should be on refit, so that's good. Ready. Let me take a quick peek, because I think, yeah, I did not move them here yet, but it seems like I've now taken that, so that's good. There's still this island here, but I cannot take it. And I got this. Of course, it doesn't help me at all as population 0. I just did this for fun. For anybody who was wondering, it's like, why would he go there? Just for fun. There's absolutely no reason. I wonder if you can take it by doing a naval invasion, although I don't really see why you would want to do that. It's more for fun and giggles, I guess. I mean, there's there's absolutely no reason for me to take this island either. Don't get me wrong, but oh well. This is at 0, so that's good. At this point, I might just as well move these further up close. I mean, why wouldn't I move 4th Panzer further up close? Since the HQs are in that general direction. It's better to have them closer anyway. At that, if you can. You were at 9. You're at 8 out of 9. This is weird. You cannot switch, okay, but they can, so I will work with that soon enough. I'm less enthusiastic about trying to attack these, although they are also not that powerful. If we could do a hard attack here and or move, then I guess I would try to move maybe towards Klin, but yeah, these formations and these units already being a bit exhausted are holding me back a bit. So I won't. Now let's take a look here at individual units for the 9th Army to see whether they have units that don't belong there, like these. This unit definitely needs to refit too. It's at 35, but I'll take care of the refit and stuff next turn. Currently I'm just looking at the support units only. So they get to be assigned back. Because I don't want to do everything at the same time. I'm also not yet looking at their positioning. Man, the 9th Army is battered as crazy. Okay. That's all the units. There are no more support units in there. Or at least in the respective units itself. Okay. Let's start with the 8th Corps. That needs to move into Kaluga. Now, this unit needs to refit. It cannot get in here, nor can it go in there. It needs to not touch an enemy unit, which it currently isn't. But I would imagine most stuff will go to these guys. That's fine. One, two, three, 4, 5. This at least allows them to cover all of those. I think that'll be worthwhile. If I move you... there's no reason to move them currently. They will eventually need to get up there, but I don't see a good reason to do that currently. The 7th Corps has these, and these. I'll move into Dubna. No. Let's actually get these guys on refit. They're currently at 40%, so they definitely should. These guys are at 71, so technically they're above the amount, but I'd rather still keep them here. So they can start attacking there on the next turn. Let's move them into Dubna for that. And 34th has a Pioneer Battalion and nothing else. You're actually overburdened currently, whereas the 4th Army is not. All of these have 8. How is the 2nd Army doing? Overburdened, and then the 2nd Panzer Army is doing okay. 6th Army is also overburdened, and 1st Panzer Army is not. So I would need to shift forces from 6th to 1st. Second, 8th Italian, 6th and 8th. If I take units away from the 6th and put them on their 1st Panzer, then probably they would be okay. They can take 12, so an entire corps. Let's just say, for example, I'd be putting these guys of 12 on their 1st Panzer Army. That does not overburden 1st Panzer Army. Unburdens 6th Army. Unburdens Army Group B. Doesn't overburden Army Group A. In fact, I could technically take 2 more divisions. At least within Army Group B at this point. And that doesn't alleviate the problem between 2nd Army, 4th Army. But it's 3 for 3 for both of those. And the 9th Army would still be in trouble. You're at 29, 26. Tricky indeed, because it suggests also that I need to take more units in the Army Group A by putting 17th and 11th Army chock full, also with potential units from there. Now together they could take 7 technically, which is 3 full divisions, but in reality they can only take 1 for both of them. It means I would need to shift 2 units. No, 1 unit to 17th Army and from 11th. But I need another corps for that, or I'll overburden 1 corps, and then 11th Army can take a corps with 4 infantry, with 2 infantry. I can put them on the 11th. Yeah, it's a bit too much work, I think. It also doesn't really make that much sense. Maybe 9th Army will just have to suffer a little bit of that. We'll see how that goes. But 11 out of 9 is definitely too much. It's because of those tanks. I might be able to take those out, but then I have to put them on the 2nd Panzer Army, and then 2nd Panzer Army will be overburdened again. That would be a problem. Another thing I can do... Yeah, you don't have any support units. That's the problem. Okay, let's just start here. So the 8th has 1 artillery too many. Let's just say it like that. 7th has nothing too many. So let's send 2 artillery to the 27th Corps. 27th. I could only send one, of course. 34th has nothing. So at the bare minimum, one sec. This is the 46th, 7th. And to be honest, I do need to put these units under 47th. I know they'll get overburdened at that point, but 47th, 47th motorized. There we go. And this is just in its entirety 47th. Like this also is just a bit of a mess because, you know, they're in the wrong area. I would take them out, but currently I can't. Unless I were to attack with those tanks, and that would be a problem. Where is that HQ anyway? At least they're there now. Now the 35th doesn't have anything, but the units that are under the 35th are just resting. Let's make it so that that will continue to be the case. So this is the 35th. And the rest of the units are under the 28th. They're missing at least one artillery there. 7th Corps doesn't have an engineer. Or pioneer, sorry. And do they have a Werfer? They don't. So let's send that too. Okay, so then I'm only missing an artillery for the moment. Do you have an artillery? They do not. Can I send an artillery from the OKH? Most likely I can't. Can't move these. I guess they got sent there this turn. That's all Italian. So that's a no-go. Do I have extra artillery in reserve? That's also... yeah. They don't have enough, so I can't really send them. I can send the Panzerjägers. If we're busy with this anyhow. There we are. Arab Special Purpose Battalion. Okay. This... they're mostly T30 or Panzer 38Ts, only 2 Panzer 4 F2s. I'm actually going to transfer these to the map. Did I send it there? No, that's weird. Anyway, I'm gonna transfer these to the map as well, so I can dish them out. all those with 100. Map. When it comes to flak, this is fine. Okay. The rest of the units that are out here are just not doing well enough, so I think I'll keep them here, or I cannot move them like this Marine Flak Battalion, so there's that. I can't move the siege mortars. Alright, let's actually just quickly take a look at these. Norway was 105, but I already discussed that I cannot actually take anything from there, because in a way everything is too powerful to be taken away. So I can't. Now Finland, we're at 98, but I'm sending stuff there. So a lot of stuff from the reserves that are in transfer. Most of these are going to the map. There's nothing arriving in Finland, but North Africa, Western Europe, Western Europe, Finland, reinforcement, the 210th Infantry Division that will arrive in turn 64. Which is in 3 turns. They should be fine by that point, although it's a bit sketchy. I should probably send something there. Not the Croatian Infantry Division. We can take 22. 72 map. Let's see, because it's open 38. It's not good enough. Obviously. I like to send something relatively weak. Well, let's send the Hermann Göring Brigade, because it's a brigade. It's 2.76, and then no, they need more. They need a full division. Never mind. Let's send a 342nd. Yeah, let's send them to Finland. These guys are now at 105. We are going to the map on turn 82. They're still on minus, which means that they are going to reorganize there. Das Reich cannot be sent. I'll send the Croatian Infantry Division. I'll transfer them to the map. And then these are fine. 103 is okay. I will leave the rest here. Although this is a change of 11. Yeah, let's transfer. No, yeah, I can get 7th Flieger early. Let's actually take a look what if they're gonna upgrade. So they have no TOE upgrade here. 72 to the map, and then 97 are going back to Western Theater. So I can just make use of these a little bit earlier. Let's just transfer them to the map. That's fine, and then we're at 101, which is okay because we're suffering no ground attrition, only from like bombing or whatever, maybe, but it's unlikely anyway. The garrison is doing fine. They have 1.83 too much, which is okay. Africa is 100 now. Are we sending stuff to Africa? Because it's a bit tricky. I need more in Africa, that's the thing. Not next turn, but turn 63 we have a bunch of reinforcements coming from Italy, which is at 104. That's perfect. And the Balkans is also getting some stuff, I think. Balkans somewhere. Italy there. Map. Transfer an Italian corps to the Balkans. That's not... No, so the Balkans doesn't have enough. They need 4 more. It's very tricky already. If no ground, no air combat, as long as Italy is still active. Hmm. 4.51. There really is not anything I can send here, I think. Even there at 5. That's a problem. Can send some construction battalions. You only have labor squad, but for whatever reason they can still fight. Balkans. Here we are. Right, now we'll see how they will be doing. I could technically send the Netherlands to next turn when they haven't moved. I guess I could already, yeah. If I hadn't moved anyway, nothing would have happened there. So that was a bit silly. Oh well. Nothing to be done there though. Alright, let's continue here. So that means that we know that we need more artillery at the 9th. Let's put the units in refit that need it, which is you, not you, not you either. But these guys certainly do. You certainly do. You do. You do, and you do. Those 3. Then you don't. And you also don't. The Remke Fallschirmjäger Brigade also does not. Okay. How about this unit? They probably do, yeah. But they're next to enemy units, so it doesn't do anything there. Okay, that's the 9th Army there. Let's quickly go over to the 2nd Army. Damn, almost half an hour in already, and the only thing I've done is taking care of the theaters, make sure that my units are in ready or in refit or something like that. Alright, let's take a look here. So you can give up those pioneer battalions for the moment. You have none, and none. None, and none. No, and no. Okay. I think that would be the entire army in terms of what they have. 4th Army has a Werfer. That's good to know. I'll move them over to Yelets because I can. And I'll move these as well. I know I still have 6th Panzer. I definitely do. Anyway, let's take a look at the support units then. 9th Corps has 2 little artillery and AA. You have more. So let's send at least 1 to the 9th. And they're also missing at least a flak, but you also miss flak, so. And the 41st has a lot of flak. Let's see, because you had none, that's the 13th. Let's send them to flak. And I believe they also had 4 artillery. 4, 4, 3. 3 is the amount that I want. And they only have 3 corps. Oh. Put all of these under the 9th. You under the 13th. One, two, three, 4. 2, 3, 4, and then you. And you should be looking a bit better. Still, you have 2 flak, that's the 9th. 3 and 3 will be getting flak, but those 2 have too much artillery, whereas these guys were suffering. So I'm gonna send some artillery to the 9th Army to take care of that in the next turn. How about pioneers? The 9th does not have any pioneers. You have 3. Do you have pioneers? You have storm pioneers. How are they different? They aren't. Okay. Pioneers got 43 in October. Okay, well. Fine. So I have 1 too many, but I cannot send out those. Then I will also give the 42nd a construction battalion for both of these. Or at least 1. Now the 9th has a heavy warfare, 13th does not have heavy warfare, so let's give this to the 13th. Let's see, which of these should be in refit? You. And you. Not you. Or, yeah, you as well. They should be on ready, because they're right next to an enemy unit. Refit, refit. If they're not at 70, I'm gonna put them at refit. Ready. Yeah, you should still go to refit. If that's your TOE, then what you're missing? Infantry guns, so artillery. And bicycles. Bicycles. Need bicycle recon squads. Alright. Well, fair enough. You should be on refit. And refit, refit. Okay. Sure. Alright, that's the 4th Army as well. That's been fully reorganized. Now we only need to do the 2nd Army, the 2nd Panzer Army here. And then we'd be good to go. But, yeah, my time is already up. It's been 35 minutes and I don't have that much more time. So, yeah, no action happening whatsoever. But, yeah, this reorganization is quite necessary. So, yeah, it is quite useful what I'm doing here. Let's quickly deal with the 938th. I can get them off of the line. And to refit, they actually need to move up. So let's try to get them there too. Let's actually take a look here. I don't know whether I already did. I think I did already take care of it. At least in terms of support units, it does not look like they would be having any. No. No, they don't. Okay. Fair enough. I'm gonna wrap things up, like I said. Alright, thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, please leave a like or subscribe, even though, you know, no action happened, like I said. Take care, see you next time, and bye-bye.